Here are my witnesses for my speech today on May 1st, 2011. My husband Derek, my daughter Delilah, and my best friend Marcus, as you very well know by now. Good afternoon. I would like to thank everyone for coming here today as we remember my grandmother, Dorothy Shoemaker. Dorothy lived a long life of 80 years, and I know that she touched the hearts of everyone that is here today. Grandma was born in the 1920s and graduated high school in the 1940s. She met her future husband right after high school, and before he was shipped off for World War II, in the car he asked her to marry him. He said, "Hey, when I get back, why don't we get married?" And she said, "Okay." A few years after they were married, they adopted my mom, Bonnie, and my uncle a year later, Robert, both named after their father. My grandmother used to joke that she was never able to name her own kids because everyone wanted both the children to be named after their father. Even though they're not twins, their names are Roberta and Robert. My mom has always hated her name. Not long after they had the kids, my grandfather left my grandmother, and she was forced to raise both kids alone in a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house. Fortunately for her, she had the help of her parents who lived next door. However, this experience turned her into a strong, independent woman, and she realized that she only had herself to rely on. Years later, she would instill this same ideal on me. In the 1970s, I was born, and when I was 3 years old, my mom and I moved in with my grandmother. Through a series of events, I ended up living with my grandmother until I moved out when I was 21 years old. My grandmother raised me and instilled the same independent beliefs in me as she had for herself. She used to always tell me, "You don't need a man to rely on, and never let a man walk all over you." Even though she probably sounded very bitter, her words were very true, and I still remember them and use them this day. My grandma was also big in church, and she made sure that I had a good education and went to a Christian school, and made sure that I was heavily involved with God in all activities going on in church. I was fortunate that I was able to have a good education, and she provided me with this with unending love. When she died, it was very heartbreaking to me and to my own family because she was the matriarch of our family and kept us together. Even though she seemed stubborn at times, it could be a little hard, I knew that it's because of her experiences. Raising 2 kids and a granddaughter when she was well into her 50s helped mold me into the person that I am today. Even though I only had a chance to know her for 29 years, they are 29 years that I will carry with me always and hopefully be able to pass down to my daughter so that she can pass them down to her kids and so that we can all know that we are strong, independent women. My grandmother will be sorely missed, and I hope that she remains in everybody's hearts like she will remain in mine. Thank you. And that was my last speech for SPC 2017, Spring 2011. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a good summer. Thank you.